Hello everybody. The Goolwa Wellington Local Action Planning Association is a not-for-profit, non-government organisation working with landholders, communities and stakeholders in natural resource management in our local area. The Community Revegetation Project is managed by the Goolwa Wellington GWLAP and is located in the Coorong, Lower Lakes and Murray Mouth region, also referred to as the Clim region. The Clim region covers Lakes Alexandrina and Alba, the tributaries, Coorong and Murray Mouth area, and is designated a wetland of international importance under the Ramsar Convention. So here we have a map showing the distribution of our community revegetation sites. The aim of the project is to link patches of native habitat which creates resilience and connectivity for native flora and fauna, with community members undertaking the works. This project also complements the department's commercial revegetation project in the region. The project began in 2009 as a result of the devastation caused by the Millennium Drought and over-allocation of water from the Murray-Darling Basin. Due to lack of inflows during this time, water levels in the lower lakes dropped to unprecedented levels, with Lake Alexandrina falling to 1 metre below sea level and Lake Alba half a metre below sea level. This reduction of inflows exposed vast tracts of lakebed and resulted in the disconnection of many wetlands from the lakes. Salinity increases were large, and as a consequence, major losses of freshwater species occurred and the water became unsuitable for irrigation. Acid sulphate soils developed due to the lakebed exposure. Recreation in the entire region was affected, as the lakes are an important area for activities such as sightseeing, boating, fishing and bird watching. Local businesses, including agriculture, were devastated, and psychological impacts became present amongst communities. The objectives of the project are to engage local community, provide education and training, build relationships with all stakeholders to increase knowledge and participation in environmental restoration, to protect the Coorong and Lower Lakes environment, and to build resilience and restore habitat. The Community Nurseries Network was established in 2009, which was driven by a push from community groups and with support from the Goolwa Wellington GWLAP and others. In 2009, the nurseries were propagating 30 species of plant. They are now propagating over 180 species. Since 2009, approximately 14,000 volunteer days, which equates to 84,000 volunteer hours, have been spent on the project. Volunteers from more than 65 community groups have been involved with propagation and planting to date. With some groups, not your traditional environmental land care groups, such as sporting clubs, Indigenous groups, disability support services, Rotary, Oxfam, boating and vehicle clubs, church and youth groups. Following on from the success of the Community Acid Sulphate Soil Monitoring Project, with the CSIRO from 2009 to 2011, other community monitoring projects were established and include survivorship monitoring of community plantings, frog monitoring and plant trials. Since 2009, over 1.2 million plants have been propagated by the Community Nursery Network and planted by the community, using more than 180 local species of plants at our 110 project sites. Local groups are also contracted to undertake site preparation works. With planning and propagation well underway for 2015, the total number of plants for the life of the project is expected to exceed 1.5 million. One of our showcase sites, the Watkins site, which fronts onto the Tukiyuta Creek, was first revegetated in 2010 and has continued to be planted each year. To date, 140,000 plants have been planted, with a further 24,000 plants planned for next year. The site is of high ecological importance for many reasons, including the presence of a number of EPBC listed species, which includes the endangered Mount Lofty Ranges southern emu wren, vulnerable listed pink gum woodland and being part of the swamps of the Fleurieu Peninsula, which are listed as a threatened ecological community in the critically endangered category. While the drought had a devastating effect on our local environment and community, this project has allowed some much needed habitat restoration for the region. Through the engagement of community for the project, there is now a much greater community awareness and understanding of our local environment. Community involvement empowers people and encourages taking ownership and a greater responsibility and pride in their local environment. This project has created an increased resilience in the Lower Lakes environment and in turn a much more resilient community. This project is proudly managed and delivered by the Goolwa Wellington Lab as part of the South Australian Government's Murray Futures program, funded by the Australian Government's Water for the Initiative. We also work closely with the Community Nurseries Network and Lakes Hubs at Malang and Meningie. Thank you.